Today we're here at Integrity Square on the Apogee Network. I'd like to welcome Evan Hackel to the show.
Nice to be here.
Good to see you. Now, you've been in the franchising industry for over 25 years and just launched a new venture to start Franchise Growth Group. So we'd like to have everyone as part of the Apogee Network to find out what you're doing and how we can be helpful.
Okay, well, good question. I've been involved in franchising now for a little over 25 years. I started in the mid-'80s with a video rental company, Vesco's Video. Built that up, sold that off successfully. Then I got involved and started up other franchising organizations. In total, I've started now 4 different franchise organizations. Also, and I think this is more important to Franchise Growth Group, I had an experience in 2000 where I took over a bankrupt franchise organization called Flooring America. They had 202 franchisees and they did close to $1 billion in revenue. It was very dysfunctional. They were very, very unhappy. In 4 years, we turned the group around. We only lost 2 of the original franchisees. We had 370 franchisees doing about $2 billion in revenue. Extremely satisfied group, and today that organization is thriving and doing very, very well. Recently though, I started my own consulting business and I've been working with franchisors and helping other franchise systems grow and become more successful. And from all of this experience, I've really developed this idea and this concept of we can take franchise organizations that are in trouble and we can turn them around and we can make them successful. So what Franchise Growth Group is doing is we want to work with franchise systems that have issues, that have problems, and we want to help turn them around. And we can either do this in a partnership with them and existing management, or we can actually come in, acquire the company, take over the company, put in new management, and run the business and turn the business around. So what we're looking for is exceptional opportunities with, frankly, dysfunctional franchisors where we believe there's a real opportunity where we can turn the business around like it did with Flooring America in 2000.
Evan, clearly your background and the success you've had with turning around other franchise groups lends very well to the Franchise Growth Group opportunity. Why don't you tell our viewers what types of target acquisitions you're looking for?
Well, we're looking for organizations that are at sort of an inflection point where they're sort of looking at themselves and they're saying, how can we grow? How can we become more successful? Why aren't we selling more franchises? Why aren't our franchisees making as much as they should? Why aren't we as an organization making as much as we should? You got a great idea, but it needs impetus, it needs talent, it needs maybe a little management expertise, maybe it needs a little capital. And we're looking for those kind of organizations. I would say at minimum somewhere at the 50 to 100 unit range, at maximum maybe the 2,000 unit range is sort of at the biggest point that we'd be looking at. Could be literally in any kind of franchising, because my belief is that franchising is a system and it's a methodology. It's not about the type of product you're selling. And we have expertise in a lot of different areas. So the area isn't as important. It's really the organization that needs that extra oomph, something to get it to that next level. We're looking for those kind of opportunities that we can help assist organizations, or for that matter, buy organizations and take them over if that's the appropriate thing to do.
Great. And what would you say your management style is if you come in as CEO of a franchise organization that is maybe struggling or possibly lost its way?
Well, from my point of view and the way in which I manage is I look for involvement, I look for engagement, I look for getting all the stakeholders to participate. And what I have found is that when you get everyone to feel involved and be involved, the organization can really grow at a very fast pace. So the first thing I do is I try to look for what is that strategic vision that everyone shares. It's something that's common to the organization. And then I look at how I can get everyone to be involved and help make that organization be successful so that there's a team effort and clearly defined goals. And when you can do that, you can do incredible things.
That's great. From a standpoint of your team, you would potentially have an executive team that you bring in with you to these opportunities, or you pull people in from past companies that you've worked with, depending on the situation?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. I know of a lot of people that I've worked with in the past. I know of people that I've met, in time in the industry. So I have people that are sort of ready and available now, and then I also know of other people that I could bring in depending on the situation. So based on the need, we're going to bring the team together.
Clearly there's a lot of interest on behalf of private equity firms in the franchising space. How do you differentiate Franchise Growth Group to a typical private equity firm?
Well, a typical private equity firm is looking for an organization that's already successful. It's got proven EBITDA. They can look at the business and they can say, okay, the business is ready, inject a little more capital, grow it. What I'm looking for is different. I'm looking for the potential for success. I'm looking for those great ideas that for whatever reason at this moment, they're not able to execute. And so what I'm looking for are these organizations that a typical private equity firm would not take because they haven't got that proven success. And if our team believes that we can turn that organization and make that organization a growth vehicle, we want to invest in that organization, we want to bring management talent into that organization so that we can get the organization to be successful. And then maybe in 3 or 4 years, we'd be able to package the organization and bring it to traditional private equity.
Evan, thanks for coming down to Integrity Square on the Apogee Network, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.